Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey guys, we're in the thing.
Hey, welcome back.
I'm just wandering the desert, taking damage and hopefully leveling up while we look for how to get in this fucking thing. Last time we were talking about cartoons. And
whether or not it is
Dunkaroos.
the just thing to remake Rocco's Modern
Yeah.
Life.
What? All right. let's have a little fun with this. Let's walk through some of the other Nickelodeon shows. I'm trying to imagine what the worst possible reimagining.
They already did. Rugrats all growed up.
I was gonna say Rugrats was the first one I was going to. I was like, no, they did that already. They did that in the '90s, and it was a bad idea then.
I mean,
it's a bad
they could
idea
do
now.
Our Real Monsters, where instead of being in Monster School, they're in Monster College.
Yeah, but that's literally Monsters University.
True.
That's that's been done now.
Somebody else did it. Let's see. Ren and Stimpy, I just never want to see again. They actually did reboot.
They
that
did
at some
reboot
point.
it, and it was hypersexualized and stuff.
I just never liked Ren and Stimpy. It always seemed like a bit much.
Yeah, it was.
Even when I was
even
3.
as a kid who was into gross out humor and stuff, it was just wow, they're literally just doing this to It almost felt like they were doing it specifically to piss off parents. It felt less hey, let's have fun with the show, and it was more what is the grossest fucking thing we can do right now?
Yeah.
And maybe that was the appeal, as the kids were like, ew, and
I didn't like any of the
really appeal to me
Doug
that much.
episodes that they remade.
Oh, the Disney's Doug?
Yep.
Yeah,
Didn't
that was
like that.
It felt softer. It felt like nothing really happened. It felt like there was less imagination.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel as interesting, I guess.
What other major Nicktoons are there? I mean, there were the Wild Thornberrys, which sucked. Oh, Angry Beavers I would love to see.
Angry Beavers was fun.
I would love to see them do something with that.
That was fun.
Because that actually it had a little bit of style to it, but it didn't feel particularly time-boxed to a certain decade.
That was the whole thing, is that it wasn't. They very rarely actually had any references to real society in there. It was all mild social commentary kind of stuff, but it was never hey, look at this thing that's going on in real life right now, or anything like that. And
yeah, I was kind of aged out by this time, but SpongeBob has always been pretty solid.
I never watched SpongeBob. It came around at just the right time where I was old enough that I was trying to get away from watching Nicktoons.
If you could cross Rocco and Ren and Stimpy and keep it relatively innocent,
I mean,
it's actually pretty good.
Obligatory. My mom ran a daycare story,
right.
but SpongeBob was on.
Yeah,
while I was that age, I just never really cared much, I guess.
Invader Zim was a thing, but a bunch of wannabe goth kids made it really annoying. I never even watched it, but the way people were about it just kind of ruined it.
A lot of people in my friends group were really into Zim, and it didn't really work for me. I don't know. Yeah. Part of it was I've talked about this before. I just have sort of a natural avoidance maneuver for stuff that is just super popular.
Yeah, agreed. Like Rent. It's it's the way people ruin Rent.
I liked Rent, but now I don't know.
Yeah, it's not that... regardless of the original quality of the thing, the fandom often ruins it. Doctor Who's a great example of that.
Dr. Horrible is another great example of that.
Well said.
And we were very nearly that at one point. I think we avoided it, but there was a point where me and CJ were
kind of
enough
overplayed
where...
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was Fairly Odd Parents, which I thought
that
was
pretty
fun.
good.
There was another one.
I'm trying to remember, at the point I stopped watching Nickelodeon stuff, and I watched Hey Arnold. I watched Rocket Power.
I forgot about those
Wild
two.
Thornberries.
They are also remaking Hey Arnold.
Yeah, I saw
or
that
they're
too.
making a movie.
Or
they're
they're doing another movie. They already did a movie, and they're doing another one. I don't know how I feel about that either.
I don't really care.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Is Arnold was fine. It was never my favorite.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is that's not how cities still are. But I feel like there's been a lot of gentrification and stuff since the '90s. So some of those things that they played with in the show don't really are not that they're not there. I think they're just different from how they were in the '90s.
That's a good point.
So some of that stuff, I think, might feel a little bit more fictional than maybe intended. Because part of the appeal of Hey Arnold was obviously it was silly and fictionalizing cartoon, but at the same time too, it was
it could be.
This could happen. Most of this stuff was real enough that if you ignore the bizarre biology going on there, enough of that could be a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's
yeah. So I mean, that's pretty comprehensive of the Nicktoons we grew up with.
Yeah.
I think I'm cautiously optimistic that Rocco won't be terrible.
Yeah.
I just want it to be at least better than the second part of the Doug series.
All right, that's fair.
That didn't work for me, and that was disappointing. And because I liked Doug when I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Avatar helped bring about a bit of a like good cartoon renaissance. Where like I feel like before Avatar, not like cartoons were like, oh, they're getting bad, they're not as good as when I was a kid, but like most cartoons, even when we were kids, were kind of crap.
They're just
they
goofy,
were sort of sugar cereal in video form.
Well said.
And I think Avatar kind of changed that up and made it like, no, we can make cartoons that have a plot and are serious and dark and harsh, and kids can still get into it, and adults can get into it too. Like the adult following for Avatar is actually pretty sizable. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. Every time I meet like a new,
I thought that was extra. That I was.
Every time I meet like a new group of friends, it always comes out at some point that I like that show, and then they're all like, "Oh, thank God, me too."
Yeah. It's like, oh, cool. So,
and
fucking this guy.
Korra is another example of a show that was good, but not as good as the source material.
I think I only watched the first season of
that.
Good.
Keep it that way, honestly. You can do without the rest of them.
No.
2's terrible, 3's good, 4 is meh.
Yeah.
But 1 is great.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I remember even when they announced Legend of Korra, I was like, I feel like they should just leave Avatar alone, but
I don't know. It's hard, right? Like, I want to see more of that world.
Yeah.
But I would have wanted to go into
That's the thing.
Exactly. I would have wanted to go in the past. They just like,
yeah, they've got a lot of
100 years in the
backstory,
future, and it's totally different. Like,
I would love to see, actually, if they wanted to keep that world going, I would love to see them go back and talk about the last Fire Avatar.
Avatar Roku, that's what I would have done as well if I were.
Because that's a compelling story. Because that sets up the whole war of the
story, and we know a little bit about it, but it would be really cool to see more.
Yeah, I'm not crazy, right? That is ultimately, it was Roku and Ozai that had a big fight that resulted in something, or no, not Ozai.
I'm trying to remember. It wasn't Ozai.
It was like Ozai. It was like Ozai's grandfather or something, wasn't it?
That is it. Actually, it was Ozai's father, I think.
And they had some huge blowout, and Roku got killed.
Basically, yeah. They were like, they grew up as friends, and then like, I mean, spoilers, I guess. Sorry, but
I mean, it's one spoiler out of like 70,000 in that show.
True.
So like, I'm not.
But like, yeah, and like, if they did Roku's story, they could play in with Iroh, and they could play in with Ozai and the first Fire Emperor.
They could even talk about what the air nomads were like prior
back when they were a healthy, normal civilization.
Yeah.
We still don't know what that was like.
Yeah, we have little teeny glimpses, but they're done through the eyes of spirit world people or a child.
Exactly. Like
so you don't get a good
flashbacks.
Yeah, so we still don't have a really good idea of what that society was really, really like.
Yeah, like all of season 1 of Korra is good. I can do without some of the melodrama.
I thought
all of it,
the love triangle was fucking
kind of
obnoxious.
annoying.
I really didn't like that.
One of the things that I liked about Avatar was they played that so low.
Yeah,
like it was
mild
there because
spoiler.
kids love it, but like
not a small spoiler. But what makes me more frustrated in hindsight about that season 1 love triangle is that it fucking didn't contribute at all to how things ended up.
Right.
With the character who was in the middle of that.
Right. Yeah.
I don't dislike how they ended that whole situation. I disliked how they started the whole situation. Yeah. Like, where am I fucking going?
Yeah, the ultimate decision they made at the end of Korra it kind of felt like, it didn't feel like something awesome they had been building up to. It kind of felt like they were like,
oh, shit.
How do we end this in a way that people aren't going to expect? Well, we could do this. All right, that's fine. Like, it didn't seem like they had done enough to build to it. But
look, it's a
Heterostorm.
Since we're talking about
maybe
that
that's exactly the game is telling me to
Heterostorm.
shut my fucking mouth.
Shut your white privileged cis mouth, John.
That's ridiculous. Cis is not a thing, guys.
Oh boy, let's avoid that particular conversation. I think
it's just I don't, obviously I understand the concept. It's just the way that label is used seems unnecessary in a lot of senses. But we don't have to talk about it anymore.
Yeah,
and maybe I don't understand, but
apparently that terminology is like decades old too. It just doesn't.
Probably.
It just didn't get a lot of play
Airplay
until pretty recently. This is interesting.
I suppose I should learn more about it before I talk about it. I've only ever seen it used.
Oh, my hand.
Go.
Ah, I didn't get the 7th one. Ah, my hand. Do I heal status conditions with that? I don't think I do. No, I don't. Ugh. I'm blind right now, which is not helpful. I'll unblind myself. I don't mind the virus too much. But if I can't see what the fuck I'm doing, I'm in deep shit, so... Oh, I should have unblinded 0. Ah, damn it. Clear vision.
Is that's straight up Magitech armor. Like, could not be closer to the design from Final Fantasy VI.
It actually reminds me a lot of some of the dudes from earlier X games.
Okay.
Can't really place it.
Just something about the way it's like in the desert and they have the same exact claws.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it definitely does look like Magitech armor for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they're in the desert with it too. Yeah, that's a good point.
So I looked up and was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This Mega Man Final Fantasy game is even more Final Fantasy right now.
Oh, by fatal attack they meant 35 to 40% of your hit points. Got it.
Okay. Well, I mean that's fatal if you only have 35 to 40% of your hit points.
Guess so, yeah.
X looks so fucking drunk.
Oh,
D-Rex. Hey, that's
broke
what they call
his mouth.
you, right?
Really?
Oh.
That's awkward. Come on.
I want to sample her saying please and make a remix out of it. No, I don't want to do that.
For a porno? Like,
one of you guys should do that. No, just as a joke because it's so ridiculous. Is it possible to do it with just your thumb if you go
probably
a little slower? See how well you can do that way.
I don't know if I can do it fast enough.
Like you might be getting maybe 1 extra heart for all the heartache you're giving yourself.
Ooh. That wasn't enough to break it? You fucker. There. God damn.
God damn.
Call the fire truck and the policeman. That's how that song goes, I'm pretty sure. I've heard it before. Virus vaccine, here we go. Can I sort this? Yes, I can. Attack, ST boost, restore. There we go. Oh, that was already sorted. That's great. Is this what I want? Like, I don't know where the fuck I am right now. This door, it doesn't respond at all. I wonder if there's a device that operates it nearby. I've been looking around, asshole. There's no other shit. We're going to be out in this fucking desert forever. Oh, my God. It's going to be a shitty way for these episodes to go if it's like 5 episodes of just wandering this very tiny area.
I feel like, yeah, that's kind of what it's going to be, you know? The nature of this.
Follow after me! So here's the big question. No, you know what? No, I was going to say, so if this game is ending fairly soon, what is the likelihood of the remaining 9 games we have being done before the end of the year? And I don't think it's very likely. Just because, like, yeah, they might be short, but they're not, like, 4 or 5 months short.
It could be.
Like, that's 100 episodes in total across 9 games. I don't think that's happening.
Powered Up 9 and 10 are all going to be, like, a week each.
Maybe. 9 and 10 are actually a little tough.
They're tough, but they're not going to take it.
03, 04, ZX, and ZX Advent alone
those
would
will
probably
take some time.
Yeah.
Each of those might take a month, so
yeah,
it'll be close.
Those will be long ones. I don't think we're going to be done by the end of the year, but we'll be pretty close. We will probably be. I think we'll be done with the 0 and X series by the end of the year. I think at that point we'll be down to reboots and ZX.
Okay,
that's my assumption anyway.
And that and the original as well.
And the what?
When does the original series? When does 9 and 10?
Well, that's what I was saying. Reboots. Those are sort of reboots of the classic stuff. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think those are right at the end. If my memory's correct, Mega Man 10 was the last Mega Man game that they made, like for a real console.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we would.
So fucked up.
Yeah,
it's an ironic way to end the thing, though.
And we're also not including fan games.
Oh, I should have. Oh, my hand.
Just switch hands or something.
I can't. I'm not gonna be able to rotate clockwise with my left hand. It just doesn't feel right.
Right.
I'm still maxing out. It's just fucking tough.
There's also fan games and iOS games.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. I want to try to find a way to play Rockman Crossover. I don't know how.
The iPhone thing?
Yeah.
How does it work? I mean, can't you just do what you did for Mario Run?
Well, here's the problem. It's Japan only, and it's not out anymore. They pulled it. They pulled it rather quickly, actually.
Why is that?
Don't know. Not off the top of my head. I'm sure when we do some research on it, we'll find out. But I think it was just it wasn't really. People weren't really into it.
I see. That's what I don't get. If people aren't into it, there's no harm in leaving it on the Apple Store, from what I understand. But
let's think about it some more next time.
Get on it. Get up.
Once again, back is the incredible.